Okay, continuing on with these Chapter 6 introduction notes. So we're going to look at, not that, that's your practice problems. We're going to look at this, quotients. So if you remember the graphic organizer, the quotient rule said if you're dividing, remember quotient is the answer to a division problem. We subtract exponents. So division makes things smaller, so that's why we subtract. But remember, we said the first step is going to be circle the bigger exponent. Please put this in your notes. All right, so let's take a look. Quotient rule, simplify the following. I always say if you start with a fraction, you are going to very likely end with a fraction. So go ahead and draw your fraction sign there. Now we need to simplify fractions and simplify variables. So 16 over 4 is just 4. Or if you think, if I divide 16 by 4, I get 4. If I divide 4 by 4, I get 1, but I'm not writing that invisible 1. And then just to recall, if we do on the graphing calculator 16 divided by 4, we get 4. So we don't have to do a simplified fraction on this one. All right, or you could think the simplified fraction is 4 over 1, but when we have 1 on the bottom, we don't write that. Okay, now we have x to the third divided by x to the fifth. Circle the bigger exponent. 5 is bigger than 3, so that tells me my x's are going to end up on the bottom. The way you can think about this is I have 3 x's on the top, and I have 5 x's on the bottom. So these x's divide to give me 1, these divide to give me 1, these divide to give me 1. I'm left with 2 on the bottom. So wherever you have a bigger exponent, that's where you're going to have what I'll call leftover x's. So keep the base, subtract the exponents, 5 minus 3. And if I do it this way, I'm always minusing a small number from a big number so I don't end up with negatives. Makes everything easier to work with. Okay, here I have y to the fourth and y to the first. So 4 is bigger than 1. So my y's are going to end up in the numerator, or let's call it upstairs. If this is a house and this is upstairs, this is downstairs, my y's are going to end up upstairs. So on the top, I'm going to have y to the 4 minus 1. Okay, now keep going. Keep your fraction. 4 is on the top. Keep it there. This is going to become y to the third. Keep it on the top. And on the bottom, I'm going to have x to the 5 minus 3, x to the second power. There we go. I'm fully simplified. 1x, 1y, and my fraction or my coefficients are also simplified. All right. Threw a wing-dinger at you here already because this is actually division. You can see the fraction, but first we have an exponent outside here. So this is power rule, then quotient rule. So power rule, then divide. So remember, we always take care of our exponents first. So I'm going to work to the right this time. So I'm going to have 3 to the second power. Remember, this power of 2 gets shared with the 3, the a, and the b. Then I'm going to have a to the power to a power I multiply, a to the 7 times 2. B to the power to a power I multiply, b to the 2 times 2. On the bottom, it's just copy job, I like to call it, so copy that. Okay, keep working down. Fraction. 3 to the second power is 9. A to the 7 times 2 is a to the 14th. B to the 2 times 2 is b to the 4th. All over 12, a to the 4th, b to the 8th. Now I need to do division. because I have 2 A's and 2 B's and I have a fraction that needs simplifying. So I am not fully simplified. I already did a bunch of math, but I am not done right here. Don't stop here. You will lose points. Okay, fraction bar. 9 over 12. 3 divides into 9 evenly 3 times. 3 divides into 12 evenly 4 times. Again, if I don't realize that, I'm going to punch in 9 divided by 12. And then I'm going to hit the math button. Enter, enter. Oops, I did that wrong. Let's try that again. 9 divided by 12. I get a fraction. Math, enter, enter, turns it into a simplified, I said fraction. I get a decimal. Do your math, enter, enter, turns it into a simplified fraction. Or, on this calculator, I do 9, ABC button, 12 equals 3 over 4. That one's really hard to see, but you get 3/4. Okay, so there's my simplified fraction. 2 A's, 2 common bases here. 14 is bigger, so that tells me my A's are going to end up on the top or in the numerator, and I'm going to have 14 minus 4. B to the 4th divided by B to the 8th. 8 is bigger than 4, so my B's are going to end up as part of the denominator. 8 minus 4, because when I'm dividing, I subtract the exponents. Okay, so this is going to be 3 on the top, 4 on the bottom. A to the 14 minus 4 is 10. B to the 8 minus 4 is 4. Fully simplified. 1A, 1B, fully simplified fraction. Good to go. Here is yours. I gave you an ugly one. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll give you some tips. Exponents in the numerator and the denominator. So step 1, share this exponent with everything in your parentheses. So first you're going to do power rule, and then you're going to do quotient rule. So power rule says multiply the exponents. Quotient rule says subtract the exponents. So try this problem, and your answer should be this. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll stop this one now, and then in the next video we'll do 0 and negative rule.